We wrote down, okay, when we're back, we have to have Money Moicano on. He is kind enough to join us. The money man is here. Is he there? Yes. Renato Moicano. How are you, my friend? Congratulations. Parabéns.
Obrigado. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ariel. What's up, everybody?
It's good to
We are
talk to you.
here.
Yes, we are here. It's a
Very
new
good.
era,
Very good.
and you are on fire, my friend. What a performance that was. Honestly, when you were thinking about the fight, when you were thinking about how it would play out for you against a tough guy like that, the army guy, hostage, he deals with hostage takeovers and stuff like that. Did you think it would be that dominant for you? Did you believe that?
Yeah, actually, yes, because I was so ready for the fight, and I was at the same time I was happy to get the fight, but he was coming off a loss for Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a legend, but I knew because he lost, people would say now, like you're saying, ah, I
Mm.
don't think BSD is that good, but he is very good. But I knew my game for him would be very hard because my grappling, I think I'm the best grappler in the division, especially controlling with the jiu-jitsu and stuff. And now with the ground and pound, it's going to be very hard to stop me.
Okay, but what about the shoulder? Let's take a step back. You showed us
It's okay.
what's
It's
going
a
on.
little bit,
That is it. It's
yeah,
sticking out.
yeah, it's sticking out, but it's 100%, brother. It's not bothering me.
What is that? Okay, what happened?
I have a AC joint dislocation, total separation. So uh, I tore the ligaments of the AC joint and from the back. But uh, I'm not doing surgery. I just have to deal with some pain. But now it's much better.
Okay, but like, are there limitations? That's your right arm, right? That's your right arm.
Yes,
What about
yes.
punching, grappling, takedowns, clinch? Are there any limitations?
Not really. Mostly Spain, but I'm doing therapy and I'm putting ice. I'm doing everything that I can to be like to help with the injury, and it's getting way better. So I think it's okay. I don't want to lose like 6 months, doing doing surgery. I have been saying that I'm 35. I am feeling really good, and I want to fight as soon as possible.
When did this happen?
3 weeks before the fight.
And at that point, did you think you were going to have to pull out?
Now, on the first day, like when it happened, I was so sad because I knew that was a big main event, and I thought, okay, I I I fucked up my shoulder, so I cannot fight. So I just was thinking about one more day, one more day. Let me try one more day. So every day I was doing therapy, going to the doctor. Dr. Gelby over here in Florida was helping me a lot. Dan from Force Therapy and my strength and conditioning coach Nikolai, they were helping me every day, and I saw like getting better. So first day a lot of pain, second day a lot of pain. I was not training for the first week, and then like 10 days after, I was feeling a little bit better, doing drills and doing stuff. And like a week before the fight, I had like my first and my last sparring session, and I feel that's it. I'm not gonna pull out. I'm beating this guy in France. Doesn't matter.
Incredible. Now, have you ever been to France prior to this trip?
No, first time in Europe. First time
In
in Europe.
Europe.
Yes, I never been to Europe before.
Wow. Okay, so what did you think
Yeah,
of Paris as a place to visit, as a tourist? Now, we'll get to the politics and all that in a moment, but just when you were there, the City
yeah.
of Lights, the Eiffel Tower, what did you think of it all?
I thought that I was expecting a very bad place, because the way people talk about Paris and with the immigration and all that stuff, and like I I thought that would be like, let's say Los Angeles, LA, right? Something like that. But the place that I was, uh, Paris is a beautiful city, my brother. Like very, everything is very old and the architecture and everything. I was very surprised and was good because I went over there 10 days before the fight. So I could go to the historical places, into the places in Paris. And it is a great city.
So you went early so you could do some sightseeing.
Yeah, so I went to the Louvre. I went to all the places, like the historical places, and it is a very nice city.
And did you go alone to these places or did you bring someone with you?
No, I was with my coaches. I bring two coaches on the 10 days, and my other coach, he was helping other fighters. So he went over there on Monday.
Which,
So
sorry, go ahead.
yes. No, so we went to the Louvre and I did all the, like I said, the historical places. So was a very nice. I'll not say like vacation because I went over there to work, but it was good to come like 10 days before the fight.
Which site did you like the most? Which stop?
The Louvre, I think was the best, you know. So uh, go over there and see all the history. I post some photos on my Instagram, the Louvre, and see like the pictures and the I don't know how to say that, like quadros in Portuguese, the paintings. Some of paintings are older than Brazil. I saw
Wow.
paintings from like 1400s, you know, stuff very, very old. And uh, it is what it is. Paris and France, a lot of history, and especially me, I live in Florida, you know, there is no, and in Brazil is the same, like especially on Brasilia, my city. So not much history, everything's very new. So I was really surprised with all the beautiful things that I saw in Paris.
How would you, I know you were cutting weight and all that, but assuming at some point you got to eat the food, and I was actually there in Paris for 3 weeks. I was at the Olympics prior to you in July. I was very disappointed in the coffee. I thought the coffee was lackluster. What was your take on the food, the coffee? What did you take? Did you get to actually take in any of this stuff?
Actually, I couldn't eat because I was cutting weight, so
Yeah.
I was more doing the UFC food and stuff. So I didn't have like I couldn't
No
not eat, you
croissant
know.
even after the fact? Nothing?
No, no. After the fight, the least thing that you want to do is eat, you know,
Ah.
because I was so pumped with the victory, especially the way to us. So uh, I didn't really had the opportunity to eat on Paris.
Okay. Now you win the fight, and now for me, it's become must-see TV. You on the microphone has become. I mean, they should charge just for that. I would pay pay-per-view just to hear you on the microphone after the fight. Did you plan any? Here you are talking about French history, French politics. You're talking to the crowd. You're saying all kinds of things. Was that something you planned, or was it all spur of the moment, top of your head?
Let me tell you something, Ariel.
Tell me.
First, I wanted to do the same thing like Brian Battle did, you know.
He was
I want
incredible.
to go over there and say, fuck you, Paris, you know, because I knew I was going to enemy territory. And uh, when I was talking to my coaches, they say, you know, you have to be the bad guy for this fight because they love Benoit Saint Denis. Like you say, he was from army. Everybody gonna love him. So, okay, I'm going to talk some shit to these guys. And then Brian Battle say that, and I was doing the warm up and I was, man, that's not gonna work because Brian Battle did. So I have to come up with something else. And then uh, after the win, I just say that kind of stuff, but was not playing, you know, was not playing.
Why do you go that direction? What prompts you to talk about that as opposed to who you want next? You use it as a platform to really wax poetic and speak on larger than fighting topics. Why do you do that?
Because I'm a Christian, you know, I really do believe in Jesus Christ, and all the time I'm reading some books, right, from politics, economics, and like a lot of people, especially in school, talk about French Revolution and how that was good for the Republic and how Republic saved us, and a lot of people don't know, and they even say the French Revolution inspired American Revolution. But how that could be if American Revolution was 1776 and French Revolution was 1789, and even though they had the same ideals of liberalism, of republicanism, there is a huge difference between French Revolution and American Revolution. American Revolution, the founding fathers, they want they don't want tyranny, they don't want the monarchy, uh, charging taxes and like imposing their religions. Because if you remember on England, Henrique VIII, he found a church like Anglican church. So they were persecuting Protestant and Baptists on England and all over Europe, you know, because most of Europe was Catholic at the time. And like I say, Henry VIII was Anglican. He found his own church. So they moved to the colonies, to the America, to profess their own faith, to be Protestant, and they found the 13 colonies. And everything about America I like, because was decentralized, less power to the government, more power to the people. But one thing they were all in common, they all believe in God. So the founding fathers, when they did the Constitution, and they were talking about the fundamental rights of people, they say it's self-evidence. This is a true and belief by God that every human being is free to have private property, to have freedom, and to have the right to live the way they want. So they were Protestant, they believe in God. In the French Revolution, they didn't believe in God. Actually, they killed more than 40,000 people, and they tried to destroy church. So I feel the same way right now. Some of these leaders nowadays, they don't like God, and they don't like you to believe in God, because they want government to be their own God, with money, with central banks, with even democracy. I'm not against democracy, but I recommend this book called Hans Hermann Hoppe, Democracy, the God That Failed Us, because in this book, this explains like there is nothing to gain and give power to these representatives, because in the end of the day, it's a contest of popularity, and the majority is not always right. So that's what my whole thought on that, because I was reading the book, and that was the right moment, being on France, on Paris, in a main event. I just wish I could finish in a guillotine. That would be even better.
Yes, of course. The French guillotine. I love listening to you speak about all these things, and for me, I try to always have an open mind. So, and I'm not saying I disagree, because I actually don't disagree, but I think some people get offended when you say something, especially when it comes to religion or politics, that they don't agree with. And I think that's part of the problem with our society, that we don't have an open mind and that we can't have these conversations. For example, I think it's crazy that if I ask you right now, who are you voting for in the elections? It's like, oh, no, that's personal. Why is it personal? I want to learn. I want to understand why you feel this way. And I can still love you and respect you, even though we don't vote for the same person or have the same beliefs. We should all be able to respect each other. And so I say that because I wonder, when you talk like this, when you speak about these things, do you get a lot of blowback? Like, did you feel that heat? Did you feel uncomfortable in Paris when you spoke like this on the microphone?
Yeah, I was, but at the same time, a lot of the French people, they feel represented about that, because they, and somebody even say after the fight, say, hey, Moicano, I'm really happy that you say that, because we don't have the first amendment like in the USA. So if somebody say like that, they could be even on the jail. We saw on England, people going to the jail because hate speech. Hate speech. So if you say something that the government doesn't like, they're gonna put you in the jail. And I don't like that way. I think people should be free. People should mind their own business. I don't care about what you do in your personal life, and the government should not catch you. But my whole problem with the premise that, like you're saying, I don't care about who you vote. I think all politics are bad. I think politicians are bad. I don't like politicians. I don't like the government. That being said, I think some politicians are better than others. Politicians that fight for your freedom, and they say, I want low taxes rate. I don't want a government trying to persecute people. And if I can, I want to talk about my sponsor, Pacific Legal Justice. They fight for people against the government. So Pacific Legal Foundation, if you want, check them out. They fight against the government. So my whole thing over here is, I think you as an individual have the right to be whoever you want, and government cannot try to impose their will. They cannot limit what you want to say. So that's why I recommend everybody to read, especially the Austrian economic writers. I think it's very important you to know that freedom of speech is really important, and freedom to defend yourself and private property. Of all things that matter, private property is the most important thing. And I'm not only talking about things, because Ariel, you have your show. So your show, your private property, If somebody say, no, you cannot say the things that you're saying, or if you cannot do the things that you're doing, I think that's wrong. So that's why I don't plan these things that I say, but sometimes it's just on my head because I keep talking that all the time, And the problem is this is not my first language, so
Yeah.
I don't have the same competence to speak in English. But so you asking about the pushback and stuff, especially on Brazil right now, we're going through a lot of things when in regarding to freedom of speech, because a lot of people are getting serious problems with the government because of that. And I went to Brazil last week to talk about freedom of speech in a forum, to talk about democracy. So I know some people don't like, but other people, they depend on it, So that's why I keep talking about these subjects.
By the way, when you're reading these books, are you reading them in Portuguese or English?
No, mostly in Portuguese. My reading in English is very, I get very tired very fast. This is the thing. I don't like to read, I don't like to read, but I do because I want to understand. It's like training. I don't like to train anymore. On the beginning, I used to love training, and now I'm 35. I don't like to train, but I do either way, I do because I know it's good for me. So if I can, every day I read like 2 pages of a book, and eventually I'm gonna understand. So I go slow, but I read in Portuguese because in English is very hard for me.
Did you need security after what you said on the microphone in France?
Not really, some people, they even like, what I say, but again, I'm not trying to. Of course, it's good to have fans, a good fan base, but I'm not trying to get a fan base. I'm just trying to win in fights and say what I want,
Okay. By the way, what percentage of your purse was given to taxes?
Don't even tell me about that, my brother.
It's crazy.
A lot of money. And that's the other thing. I don't agree with that. I think that's socialism, especially because I don't live in Paris. So think about that. If you go over there and UFC is going to Paris, they are generating a lot of jobs. They are creating a lot of wealth. So fighters are going over there, giving their lives, giving the brain cells, trying to push for a better life, trying to push for sport, trying to talk about stuff that matters. But once the government takes what you make, your hard work, and this is private property. This is the whole thing with the Austrian economic books. They are telling you, your money is your private property too. So if government is seizing your money, they are taking your right to enjoy the fruits of your labor, of your hard work. And that's what they're doing, And they are very bad to reallocate this money in good things. I don't think government does anything good. So you go over there, you try to make your money, and they take a lot of money. They're taking almost more than 50K. That's a lot of money just paid on taxes outside USA. And then I will have to pay taxes inside the USA, which I think I don't like taxes at all. But if we live above this law, we have to do that. But what are the incentives for me to fight in France again or to fight in Europe again? And they don't understand that, because they think, no, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to put this money to help some people. But you have to remember what I say about democracy. Democracy is a popularity contest. So they're going to get this money that they collect from taxes, and they're going to put in another place to not to make people's life better, but to get votes. That's the whole problem. The whole incentive of politicians with democracy is to get your money and put in something that they're going to get votes. So I think the whole system is broke, and that's why I push everybody to understand Bitcoin, to understand economics, and you have to be able to defend yourself, your family, and you have to have faith in God. I know this is illogical for me because I grow up like that, and most of the people that I know, this is common sense. But if you push to people to have responsibility and common sense, nowadays they call you radical. And that's my message. My main message is nobody gonna save you. Government not gonna save you. Don't rely and don't depend on money from the government, because there is nothing that government gives to you that it doesn't take violently and brutally from somebody else. So if you're getting something from the government is robbing another man of his property, his property rights to give it to you. So I know that's not easy to say. I know, like the book say, nowadays democracy is like a god that nobody can contest. But I think we should think about. I don't know if laws or if like a plebiscito. I don't know how to call that, but we have to bring back the republic, not the democracy. People that contribute, people that pay taxes, they can vote. Otherwise, people that receive stuff from the government gonna keep vote on the government, gonna keep vote on people that give welfare, on people that like wealth distribution. And I don't like that. I think everything that, especially in MMA, I don't get mad with Conor. I don't get mad with Khabib. I don't get mad if somebody is better than me on MMA or if he makes more money, because in the end of the day, you have to rely and depend only on yourself. So my message here is you have to have responsibility to defend yourself, to feed your family, and to be honest, and to be honest and to be humble and to try to make your best of what you got, because nobody's equal. Nobody's equal. There is no equality. That's just a myth that government tells you so they can keep everybody down.
Is Paddy Pimblett next?
I don't know. Doesn't matter,
That's the one. He wants you. You want him. Well, it's perfect. You're both on a streak. Why not now? Let's go.
UFC is going to protect him. That's 100%. He's not fighting Manny Moicano.
You don't think so?
Fighting. No.
He said he wants it. He said he's in.
I think, I'm not trying to even discounting on him. I don't think he didn't accept the fight. But think about the company, UFC, what's the point of do this matchup? Manny Moicano is going to smash Paddy Pimblett, It's one takedown, the fight is over. And they're going to lose a very good product, because we cannot lie. Paddy Pimblett is a good product for the UFC.
So who makes sense? Who do you think is next for you?
But if they offer me the fight, of course I would. Of course, you know what's up. Of course, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have been hearing about Justin Gaethje fighting Dan Hooker. I know. I saw on the internet Dustin Poirier saying he got a fight. I don't really care. Doesn't really matter.
You'd fight Dustin? You'd fight?
No,
it's your teammate. Yeah.
No, he's my teammate, and not only that. What's the point of going a fight that I know I'm going to lose? I train with him all the time. What's the point of signing the contract, a fight, a guy that beats me up in the gym? So there is no point on that.
What about you versus Hooker? The turtle.
I like the matchup.
Turtle in the tree, I believe.
The turtle in the tree. I like the matchup, but the problem is, I don't think he wants the fight.
You don't think Dan Hooker? He seems down to fight anyone.
Of course not. Like McGregor is like the mermaid. Have you heard about the mermaid?
Me?
Singing?
Oh no.
Yeah, like the mermaid. The
mermaid.
The Greek.
Ariel is the mermaid, no?
Yeah, I think so. So maybe it's you.
Yeah, no, it's not me. It's not me. Who's the mermaid? Tell me about the mermaid.
No, the mermaid that is on the Greek text, on the Greek books, I think is Iliada. That is this. When the guy is on the ship and the mermaid start to sing, they jump on the water. And I think Dan Hooker is the same thing. So McGregor is over there and say, McGregor, hey Dan Hooker, I will fight you. And Dan Hooker will forget everybody and everything and jump off the ship and try to get the mermaid. But guess what? This mermaid is just singing, is just lies. I think he's going to be waiting forever, like Michael Chandler. You remember last year on the show, you asked me, I don't remember if you was in that show.
Yes, it was.
But somebody asked me, if it was you, would you wait for McGregor? And I say no, and I don't think Chandler should, because the only thing that's for sure in this sport is one day I will not have the age and the time to fight. And this is my final moment. I'm 35. I think Dan Hooker is the same, like 30 something. So if you keep waiting for the perfect fight, you're going to draw, you know? That's not happening. McGregor is not fighting Dan Hooker. Maybe they do Dan Hooker versus Gaethje, but McGregor is not happening.
And so, okay, so I saw you're very upset about the rankings, right? That they had you sixth. All the Dana White yesterday says he wants to radically change the rankings. I don't know if you saw this. Do you have an idea what they should do?
I don't have any idea because I saw Dana White talking about the EI, but the whole thing is the EI, somebody's programming the EI too. So the way they program the EI is the way the EI going to do the matchups. So I think would be best if we do like a way that is points, you know? So if you knock the guy out, or if you submit him, or if it's a decision against a ranked guy, like point-based system, you know what I mean? I think that would be better. That would be more logical. But like I said before, I was talking shit on the rankings on the internet, but just to get the hype, you know? I was not really upset about that. I was just trying to get some clicks and to get some people to my YouTube because in the end of the day, rankings, they don't matter. And we just saw that. We just saw that because
Khalil Roundtree, number 8.
Yeah, Khalil Roundtree, number 8 fighting. And we saw Jamal Hill and we saw BSD, you know, we saw BSD. If he beat Dustin at the time, he would fight for the belt. You know, and I was saying that all the time. Everybody's talking high about BSD, but he didn't beat nobody. He's tough, he's strong, but he trains in France. He doesn't have wrestling, so I knew I would beat him. But my whole point over here is see how the rankings doesn't work really well. I don't care, but this is just a message. Imagine if Paddy Pimblett beat Benoit Saint Denis the way I did. First round. 10-7, doctor stoppage. Next week, he will be number 6, number 5. That's the reality. I don't care about that because, like I say, I just care about stuff that I can control. I know I'm way less marketable than Paddy Pimblett, but guess what? Fuck that. I'm making money. I'm living my best life, and I want to fight. I want to get back to the octagon as soon as possible to take advantage because on my mind, I am the best fighter on the lightweight division. I can beat anybody. I just cannot beat Dustin Poirier. The rest, I can beat everybody in this division.
Well, I think you're very marketable. I think you're killing it in the cage, out of the cage, your YouTube channel, your podcast, your merch. Everything is great. You're very entertaining to watch and listen to. There it is. Get it right now over at moneymoicano.com, yeah?
moneymoicano.com. That was my 20 win, so we have a promotion over there. If you can, support the channel, Money Moicano channel. And it's hard. It's not easy to be a fighter, to make this way to make a living is very hard. But I'm grateful for God, for destiny, for everything that I have, and for the opportunity to be here talking to you, Ariel.
You're the man. Thank you, Renato. Really appreciate it. Always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on, and congrats again.
Thank you so much.
There he is, Renato Moicano. What a pleasure. What a joy it is to talk to him. I enjoy him very much, and he is on fire. I can't wait to see what he does next, who he gets matched up against next.